So in just a few short days, I'm gonna be heading down to the country of New Zealand. Now I like to call it Kiwi Land, heading down to see all my Kiwi friends or future friends, and probably gonna have a trip of a lifetime for motorsports. I mean, I'm leaving the United States, heading down. I have a 13-hour plane ride. I'm gonna be with a couple other race car drivers, and man, it is gonna be a great time. We get to race 4 nights of action between 2 different racetracks, and we're gonna be documenting the entire thing. And it's all starting to feel real for me. I actually just posted a picture of what our t-shirts are gonna look like, which also showed the car. I'm gonna be the number 12, the 12I. You're gonna be able to see my car on track. It's like black with white, blue, purple. Yeah, it's really cool. So gonna be heading down there racing with BMAC Racing Team. BMAC Motorsports, they got a couple different cars, and gonna get there and get my seat in and get the race car ready to roll. So that of course is really exciting. There's been a lot of preparation and planning for this entire deal, and we're gonna be bringing you guys along for the entire thing. Now with that, today's show is a good one. I wanna tell you about the time when I actually was supposed to head down to New Zealand 4 years ago in 2021. So 2021 was my first season in a 410 sprint car. Really just getting my feet wet racing out here on the West Coast. We even traveled back to Ohio and the Midwest and raced some. Just was kind of throwing me to the wolves to get all the experience that I could. And of course 410s, they're challenging. It definitely took me a minute to kind of grasp, how to handle all 900 horsepower. And when you're climbing the ranks in the sport, you of course want to entertain any opportunities that get thrown your way. So as I was traveling around, obviously you're making connections, you're talking with people, and one day I was actually driving here close to my home in Southern Oregon, and I got a really interesting message. And I can't say who the message was from because, well, I guess actually I don't know who it was from, but anyway, I got a message that really caught my eye about traveling down to New Zealand and running a guy's car, essentially what I'm about to go do now. And so long story short, it's probably a paragraph or so. I read it. Obviously you feel excited, right? And we live in a day and in an age where anybody can text anything, right? At this point, you don't even really know who you're talking to. Think of the time I was 17 or I was just about to turn 18, it's the middle of the summer. And of course I've seen guys go down to Australia or go to New Zealand, and I want to be, at the time, just like now, I wanted to be a professional race car driver. I was working my way towards the top of sprint car racing with a long-term goal and ready to put in the work and to go race. And I knew any opportunity would be valuable for that. So get this paragraph and start exchanging some texts back and forth and quickly hop on a phone call to basically start planning what this guy's offer was, which was for me to come down to New Zealand, run all these races, and basically build a team around me coming down there to race. And being completely honest, that should have been my first red flag. The guy didn't have necessarily everything to go racing. He just had some stuff he claimed, and then he was gonna build the team around me. So like whatever cars we wanted to get, we were gonna order some engines or lease some engines. And again, kind of just started putting out on paper all this stuff that we were going to do. And that was just early on in our conversations. Well, this was happening, about June or July. So again, it gave us plenty of time to plan and start working towards, the winter, because of course, going down to New Zealand in December, it's their summertime. And so anyway, as time goes on, I'm on several phone calls planning this entire trip out. And, I'm being told that, hey, we're ordering cars, we have engines, again, everything. I even went to one of my local, manufacturers and got all the paperwork, got everything in order for stuff to basically, the process to move forward. And the person I was talking with had called them. So there was all this stuff that was kind of happening for, cars to be built for me to go down there and race. And again, I'm a dumb kid. I just was hoping for the best out of the situation. Now, I knew that there was a small chance that obviously this could all be bogus, but I've always believed in, if someone's telling you, you go down the path until you know otherwise. Now, at the time, I probably had my hopes higher than they should have been, and now I've learned definitely never get your hopes up, but still go down the path until, something is said otherwise if someone is promising you or talking about an opportunity. And so, yeah, I spent the years I was racing and stuff, I was in contact with this person, phone calls, text messages, going back and forth. I did some due diligence on my end. Basically everything up to just getting ready to plan flights and head over in the races that we were gonna run. And then out of nowhere, as like I said, everything had been super, super consistent. I would call the number, no answer. Called the number, no answer. And it was even calling and there was not even a voicemail. It just almost like the number was gone. And that was basically as it was about crunch time to finish up the entire deal. So I didn't want to make this thing to be all dramatic, like, hey, I was actually going to go to New Zealand and then I didn't. I just thought it was a funny story and something for you guys to learn from me. In simple terms, in dirt racing, there's going to be a lot of people that make huge promises. A lot of people promise the world, whether it's partners, whether it's a ride, whether it's car owner. And with actually, let me back up. You're going to run into people that do that. Again, there's plenty of legit partners, legit rides, legit teams that do help you out, and what they promise is what they come through with. I just mean you got to watch out in this sport, because you will run into people like basically what happened to me is I got catfished. Like, I simply got catfished where someone I believe was pretending to be someone that they basically weren't, had money that they probably didn't. And like, it was almost like a whole joke on me to convince me that I was going to do something that wasn't going to happen. And I want to be clear, I have no ill will towards this situation. Like, I knew that if I kept working really hard and, you know, kept progressing in the sport, I would get a real opportunity like now what I have ahead of me. And it's now something I just look back and laugh on and think, man, I was such a dumb kid to follow, you know, not to follow up and all that, but again, just to get my hopes up about something that was simply crazy for someone to basically build a team for me to come to a whole entire different country. And again, that has happened before, I'm sure, for someone, but the likelihood and the money involved and all the planning and this and that, like, it just probably was a little bit crazy. So that's just my story on how I got catfished after months and months of talking for a ride that simply never ever happened. But now it is happening, because in a few short days I am heading down to Kiwi land. So again, I hope you guys can use this story to learn from it. Always work hard, always follow up with opportunities, but never get your hopes too high. In this sport, no one owes you anything, and you're gonna have, again, a lot of people that talk with big dreams, and that's good. It's always good to have big dreams, big aspirations, wanna do big things, but the main thing you can do is just keep working hard, and always do your due diligence. You know, ask around about people that you're working with, talking about good reputations, bad reputation, and then always be the best to represent your people, represent yourself, and, you know, be someone that wants you to be a part of their puzzle in their operation. And if you get a message on Facebook, or if you get a message on wherever and it seems too good to be true, there might be a chance it's too good to be true. But yeah, I'm ready to roll, ready to rock and roll. We head out this Sunday, fly to Auckland, New Zealand, and then we hop on a plane from there to the South Island. But yeah, I'm ready to go. Fly out of San Francisco to Auckland, Auckland down to the South Island. I'll have some of my friends with me, Caleb Montgomery, my filmer Matt, and you know, there's obviously more of us drivers coming over. I'm so pumped for the videos. I think they're gonna be so much fun. Seeing a different country, racing different tracks. I feel like you fans are gonna be absolutely nuts. Again, we are gonna have merchandise with us. Now, we obviously only have a limited amount, so get it while you can. We'll be set up at the racetracks, and I think we have some meet and greets and plenty of opportunities for you guys to get signatures, hang out, take a picture, all that good stuff, and hoping to, you know, get a win in a different country. That would be pretty cool. So thank you guys for watching today's show. Just a little story time, some words of wisdom from THR. And if you can do anything, please just learn from me, learn from my channel, my mistakes, my successes, and apply it to your racing career and continue on with your journey. So thank you guys for watching today's show, and we'll see you in the next one.